What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. I haven't been through the charts yet. I've gotten to my desk a few minutes ago. Hope you guys are all having a great day wherever you are. Great morning. I am seeing these numbers change rapidly, which means something is happening. Oh wow, bit of volatility kicking in as usual around this time, 7 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia. All right, so first things first, I'm going to check go through news with you guys, see if any news events, anything we should be aware of. Today is Tuesday. All right. It's actually pretty clear. We have an OPEC meeting. Don't think that would be too much of an issue, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it. And just quickly having a look at FX Street. Just travel restrictions will not be lifted. That will possibly affect the news. US virus restrictions and vaccine related optimism. All right, yeah, nothing too crazy. Once again, I just check fundamentals. I don't base my trades around them. I'm purely a technical trader. All right, starting off with GBPUSD on the 15-minute chart. So overall, not a very clear uptrend, but we are bullish overall. According to the TDI indicator and the EMAs, I would like these EMAs to be more fanned out, but overall I am kind of long biased. I don't like that the liquid 50, which is this yellow line, is swapping during the day. I will mark it as an ID, but possibly won't be trading it. So I'll check the 1 hour. 1 hour is long bias, EMAs in an uptrend, TDI in the buy zone, 4 hour long bias, and daily long bias. So these higher time frames definitely do give me some type of confluence towards my trading, and I do like this kind of price action on the daily. But let's see what happens. Definitely keeping an eye on this one. GN would be a counter trend move, and it is a swapping L50, so that's a complete miss for me. Not a big fan of the EMAs swapping L50. We are at this monthly high level here, this zone at 137.880. Price did reject that, so we could potentially see a push up. Once again, just simple technical analysis and pattern recognition. Going back, price came to the 800 EMA, which is this dark blue line down here, came off it, pinned it, came off it, came to it, pinned it. So we can only just assume now that price has come back to that 800, we could see a move higher off this level. But as you can see, the trend, excuse me, has been getting a little bit weaker every time we have pushed, besides this one. But not predicting anything, just reacting to the market. So I think I'll put GJ on the list as well. If we get a clean setup, I do not like the EMAs. This will just be an ID. I don't like that 200 EMA on the 15-minute chart is coming right across price action. So once again, just an ID on GJ. GBPCHF. How's it going, Leo? This doesn't look too bad. Not a pair I usually trade. Is a swapping L50, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily. We could definitely see a push off this level. All time frames are long bias, so once again, nothing higher probability. I still need a few more parameters to be kind of ticked off before I even consider taking a trade on all of these so far, except GJ. GJ is broke out of the Asia range, so how's it going, Angela? So yeah, we could definitely see something on GJ. It's kind of my highest probability right now. GBPCHF would be just an ID. Moving on to GBPCAD. Once again, not a big fan of those EMAs, and swapping L50. Yeah, and it's kind of like consolidating. Look at those EMAs on the daily, kind of all just bunched up. So pass on GCAD. GBPAUD, swapping L50, and this would be a counter trend move if I did take it any higher, but because we are seeing the L50 pull into that buy zone. 1 hour is bearish, 4 hour is short bias, and daily is EMAs are short bias, but the TDI is long bias. So mixed confluences there. Moving on. So GA is a skip. EURUSD. EURUSD is something that looks interesting. I wouldn't classify this as a swapping L50 as it is in the buy zone at the start of the Asia session. And I do like that it's broken out of the Asia range. It is bouncing off this pivot zone, pivot point at 1.18455. 1 hour is long bias, 4 hour is long bias, and the daily is long bias, both TDI and EMA. So that one definitely gets pushed up on my list. So EURUSD is a definitely high probability trade setup. EURNZD swapping L50, it's pulling into the buy zone now. Once again, the L50 for anyone that's not involved with ASFX is market sentiment. So it's basically overall market direction. So seeing a swap zones kind of means indecisive or price is reversing. But EURNZD would be a skip for me. I'm looking above, looking at the higher time frames. EURJPY looks very choppy during the Asia session. No real kind of direction yesterday. Like we had this massive move up here and we just got pushed back down and then just kind of consolidated. So nothing too juicy there. EURCAD so this is something we call reset, when EMAs kind of just bunch together and the TDI is just holding that stationary line to that 50 value. So that's just a complete skip for me. And EURAUD, I know some guys in the SFX community were looking at selling this. I definitely see the idea, but with that rising L50, I think they were high time frame short bias. Yeah, so all time frames except the daily. Well, daily EMAs are short bias, but TDI is not. So I think there has been some news that has rattled the market as well. So that could be kind of the impact in some of this volatility coming through. So EURUSD is kind of what I'm looking at. So quickly see if I can find anything that could be problematic on the 15-minute using our parameters. So I do see bearish divergence here, and it held this zone up here. Do we make a new price action high here? Yes, we did. I'll keep that in mind. And look, we're breaking back above the 50 now. And do we have... Yes, we do. We got bullish divergence on the 1 minute as well. All right, I'll be watching this one very closely for an ASFX D1 entry. This zone up here could be problematic. I'm definitely looking for a risk to reward profile of a minimum of 2 to 1. I don't like that pin at the bottom, so my stop would kind of have to be protected somewhere underneath that. Yeah, it's only a 12 pip stop, but this Asia range is quite small, only 16 pips. Once again, you guys know I'm not big on drawing kind of zones. I do kind of take them into consideration to my trades. Only massive significant zones like this pin here. So on the daily, I would keep this level, which is the monthly high. So this would be my kind of 1.1880. So, which isn't too far off. I feel like price may struggle at this zone, but let's see. Let's wait for an entry first before we start getting ahead of ourselves. If I can get better bullish price action on the 1 minute, and I can get my stop at a better level, a better price, then I'll definitely get involved in this for sure. Sweet. All right, so GU once again. EURUSD is my highest probability trade setup. This thing could just kind of rally and it could take off without me. No FOMO there. It is what it is if it does. But I reckon we get a retest for sure. And hopefully we can get a re-entry for the AceFX D1 entry. Other than that, GU, GJ was the next one on my list, and GBPCHF. But other than that, not too much on my watch list tonight, which is good. I don't like a massive watch list. In the next 45 seconds, if the 15-minute 50 closes pretty much how it is above that 15-minute 50 EMA, that's a good bullish signal. So definitely waiting for the retest. I'm just getting my MT4 terminal ready for trade executions. EURUSD. I love the spreads on EURUSD as well, which is good. I'm only looking at a 0.2, 0.3 pip spread, which is perfect. Yeah, price respected that 15-minute pivot point really well. All right, let's see how price reacts to this massive bearish move, this little zone in here, this structure shelf. We could see that retest now. If we can hold this higher high and make a new higher low, that would be sweet. Or it just kind of rallies without us. Look at that momentum. See, a lot of amateur traders would just be hitting buy right now, getting FOMO, ready to wanting to catch this move. But patience pays. Definitely could see price come back down, retest the price level. Then traders, the professionals, can get in at a better price, and then obviously we'll see that continuation of that retest. But just react to what market's telling us. We have that weekly high level up here as well to at 1.1869, and we have also that divergence zone that's been building since last Friday. Since last Friday. So could see price pull back off this level now. was definitely a nice break. This candle's good bullish signs on the 15 minutes. So let's just wait for those clean ASFX entries. And this is where patience really pays for these D1 entry signals. You don't want to rush anything. Definitely don't want to feel any FOMO. Just let the market come to you. It's crazy that travel restrictions won't be lifted. The French health minister, I think this is in Europe. Slowly getting that pullback now. Hopefully we can get it back to one of these significant EMAs as dynamic support and resistant levels. I don't like that the fact it's gone, RSI has gone overbought on the 1 minute, but that's definitely not going to keep me out of this trade. That was just a lot of momentum right there. So we could see kind of a bit of relief before we get that continuation move. It's a nice 1 hour candle. What time is it? 7:15. Yeah, I'm very long biased on this, on EURUSD. For any traders that want to, like, I'm slowly kind of getting my head around correlations. So DXY, which is the US dollar index, currency index. So if this goes, so if the DXY goes up, we can expect EURUSD to fall. If DXY goes down, we can expect EURUSD to go up. I think that's correct. Don't quote me on that. I'm still learning my correlations between the pairs and all that stuff. Definitely found some resistance up at this level, this zone from was that, yeah, so yesterday, Monday. Also, anyone also tuning into live stream for the first time, this is the Traders for Traders practical assessment. So I'm doing the practical assessment to get myself the 100K funded account. If I take a trade, you guys, I will have the MT4 terminal up over here. I made 0.32% on, I think it was last Thursday. I took a trade. I was live streaming, so you guys will see it fully transparent, using the ASFX entries and signals. So yeah, curious to see where price comes down to. I'm not big on forecasting and predicting, but definitely could hopefully see price come back down to these EMAs, this EMA cluster down here. Let's see what else is happening. GU also has bullish divergence formed as well. There is a D1 ASFX D1 entry that has already presented in here, but we can wait for safer parameters to get involved still. It'll be nice to see if we can get a break of this 15-minute 50 EMA, and we could definitely see GU come higher. It is still within this rectangle box, which is the Asia range. So 2 knocks against this one with the swapping L50 at the start of the market Asia session and inside the Asia range. So comparing what I have on my list, EURUSD is still the higher probability trade to focus on. Look at these wicks. Indecisive. Where are we going to go from here? Down or up? Could see like a little double top formation on the 1 minute before coming back down, retesting possibly this level in here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. For anyone that's in Australia, check this out. Kerry Packer's new casino. This thing is insane. I saw a TikTok and now I'm currently filling up the infinity pool. This will be nice to stay out for a weekend. Look at that. That's sexy. Look at that infinity pool. And can I zoom into this? Oh, God, that's nice. Anyway, back to trading. Still think if we can break this zone over here, if we can break below these wicks with a body close, we could definitely see that push down I'm waiting for. Hope you guys have had a productive day and week so far. I'm recording another YouTube video as well on backtesting. I've been getting a lot of people messaging me about my backtesting spreadsheet. So I'll be doing a YouTube video going over the whole process, how to create it through Google Sheets, how to backtest in TradingView and all that good stuff. So if we can get a pullback down to somewhere in here, I'll be able to put my stop around the most recent higher low, and that should give me definitely a better risk to reward profile for sure. If we break this high over here, I think this will just kind of continue higher really. GU is coming higher now. Anyone watching know what OPEC is? Regarding energy markets, most importantly, agree on how much oil. So it's just oil, basically, oil talks. So I can see this potentially, like, I don't know when they're having the actual talk, but I could see this affecting USD pairs. Anyway, I'm still keeping a close eye on EURUSD. I still think this comes higher, unless any news events comes through that kind of shakes it up a bit. Just about 5 seconds left on this 15-minute candle close. So let's see what happens here. On the 1 minute, you can see price creating this kind of flag pattern, like triangle. Excuse me. Once again, I'm not big on trading these type of patterns. They are good to understand. Just the psychological reasons of what price is doing within these two boundaries and what kind of forms these type of patterns. You can see the dollar index DXY dropping, which means US weakness, US dollar weakness, which could cause EURUSD to go up. So we just got a higher close on the 1 minute, breaking above these previous candles. So let's see. I reckon this may just come higher. Looking at GJ, yeah, GJ is just kind of chilling at the 15-minute 800 EMA. So we do have bullish divergence on the 1 minute as well. Let me draw this a bit better. Let's see. I don't like that it's swapping. I don't like the EMAs. So once again, this has potential, but nothing really checks my ticks my checklist for this to get involved. It would definitely be safer keeping this trade ID trade as an ID instead of actually putting any capital behind it. I think EURUSD has the probabilities right now. We're about to see the 15-minute 8 EMA cross the 21. So we could be, once again, anyone interested with the ASFX entries with the A1, which is a breakout formation using candle patterns of the significant EMAs, and the D1 is catching the pullback. So the D1 would have been an entry catching this move. That's what I was looking for, an entry for, but we didn't get a clean signal. So if that doesn't happen, we can wait for an A1 signal to present, and we can still take advantage if we can see EURUSD going higher. Also, looking on the daily, price really kind of enjoyed staying here as well. So we're practically trading at this level now. So if I just put a zone on these wicks just here, and I chuck that to, so yeah, so you can see on the 1 minute chart on my right over here, price is in that zone, looking back at the 26th of the 10th. So almost a month ago, not quite, about 3 weeks ago, we found this significant level. Price kind of enjoyed there, and we're trading back at that level. So we could see market react, we could see a lot of chop, consolidation, or we could see price kind of fall back off this level, but let's see what happens. And also there's that level on the 15-minute chart. Let's make this guy bigger for you guys. So once again, you can see that having a hard time breaking above. We can break above 1.1867. That would be sweet, because we might see that bullish momentum we're looking for if we can break out above. Just watch and observe. Once again, trading is literally like watching paint dry. It's not that exciting. DXY is falling as well, so that complements this EURUSD long idea as well. Euro being stronger than the US dollar. Yeah, I reckon we're going to get that break above and that momentum start building, so we could definitely see this start pushing higher. Just under 30 seconds for this 1 minute candle to close, and if we can break above that zone, it looks like your EURUSD might just kind of rocket away from us. Under 2 seconds. Definitely finding resistance up here, but I reckon, let's see what happens. I reckon we can get a push higher before coming down. Just over 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on this 15-minute candle as well to close. So we'll see if we can break above the Asia session. So as I was saying before, we can break above 1.18670. We could definitely see that bullish momentum build. There is bullish pressure as well A lot of bullish volume coming in. GJ still kind of consolidating down there at the 800. It's also that monthly high level, so being a significant level down there, could definitely see price kind of retest the 15-minute 50 before coming lower. I think GJ does come lower. EURUSD still finding resistance to that Asia session high. Tesla also made it onto the S&P 500, which I knew that would happen eventually. The amount of Tesla sales and the way he's kind of structuring his company, Elon Musk is doing everything over at Tesla. It's pretty impressive. That was only just a given. This may be a shorter live stream. There you go. There's that momentum I was talking about. If we can break above that level. Let's see if we can actually get a candle close above that weekly high, and also above that 1.18670 level. Or does it retrace? Let's see what happens. This is the reality of trading. You know, price will do what it wants to do. The market doesn't care. You're not going to catch every move, so there's no need worrying about it. And these entries more or less present every single day. So there is no need freaking out about missing a trade. There was no real clean position for me to put my stop loss either, since this was quite a large pin on the 1 minute. So the risk to reward profile wouldn't have been that great, especially for a 10 pip stop. So with EURUSD rising, that can only mean DXY is falling. Yeah, so we get that massive fall now. So it's good correlating the two, the DXY, the dollar index, with euro pairs, especially EURUSD. Four minutes left on the 15-minute candle as well. So let's see what happens. Just gonna post a YouTube, Instagram story. My Instagram app got updated. Looking at the 1 minute, also on EURUSD, we now have bearish divergence formed as well, so we could definitely see this pull back now. So let's see what happens. We may still get an entry, whether it's worth pulling the trigger. Let's see. I feel like EURUSD can come higher, so I still liking that 1.1880 level. So like all the way up here. So depending where I can put my stop, this will determine if I get into the trade now, if I can find a decent risk to reward setup. Good stuff. Wow. See, watching this trade play out, watching EURUSD play out, and kind of just analyzing price, watching price react to these significant levels, this divergence built from last Friday, this massive bearish drop at this level up here, and then watching price react to it again today. So during the Asia session, it makes you a little hesitant. So that's why you got to build a case to confluence your long position. So obviously higher time frames, I'm long bias on the 1 hour, 4 hour, and the daily. So that alone gives me enough confidence to, depending on the risk profile, to put a bit of money on this trade. But depending how price reacts to this level and reacts to these 15-minute EMAs, that will be my determining factor if I get involved. You can see this massive bullish pressure and volume coming in now. Hang on. My wife messaged me if I want a waffle. I like waffles. Yes, please. But with trading, guys, there is no need to rush into anything. It's just sitting on your hands, having patience, watching the market, reacting to it. GU had that bullish pressure as well. That obviously being stuck within the Asia range, which is this rectangle box over here, we could see price kind of just chop the rest of the session. Definitely can find decent setups within the Asia range, but I do like taking trades while price has broken out, such as EURUSD. Starting to see that bearish momentum build in now as well. Got to put some music on for everyone. There it is. Copyright free music. All right, so having a look at GU again. GU is coming back down. Liquid L50 is falling as well, and We haven't got any. We do. We do from yesterday's session. But not yet. Nothing to concern ourselves with there. GJ as well, still kind of hanging out at that monthly low, 15-minute 800 EMA, L50 starting, 15-minute L50 starting to pull into the sell zone. So let's see what happens here. I reckon there could be a potential rally on GJ, at least up to that 15-minute 50 EMA. GBPCHF, once again, just an idea on this one. I didn't like the EMAs. But still waiting for position on EURUSD if anything clean presents. Can everyone hear the music? Let me turn up a bit. No jam out. Start a rave club. Thanks, Leo. Yeah, I thought it was a bit soft. You're watching EURUSD as well, Leo, yeah? I think it comes higher, yeah. I think it does come higher, but I don't know if that retest is... I'm still waiting for a decent risk to reward profile to set up. That resistance zone isn't phasing me too much. There is a lot of other confluence telling this may come higher, so
I see the lies in their mind and you can't decide cause they only blinding. Go away and go from the bad guys, follow my advice cause
just checking out the stocks I'm invested in. We had this massive gap on SPCE during New York Open. Virgin Galactic. That's because their Mexico, where they were doing their test launch, went back in to lockdown, so they had to delay it again. But that's alright. There's some analysis out there saying Bitcoin's going up to 300,000. I'm open-minded. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants, really. It's not really... yeah.
horizon. It's a silent fighting. I see the lies in their mind and you can't decide cause they only blinding. Go away and go from the bad guys, follow my advice cause they're gonna be biting you. They're gonna kill if you let them through. Go, mommy, go now. I really don't want to see you cry. Mommy, go now. I really wanna brutalize, let him agonize, cause he's gonna be biting.
DXY still falling. Look at that. It's a big 1 hour bar. Kind of just taken out. What's that? 7 hours? 8 hours? Yeah, 7 hours worth of price action. This definitely is confluence with complementing the EURUSD idea for sure. Just over 5.5 minutes left on the 15-minute bar, so let's see what happens. So even if I did get involved back down here, obviously with a protective stop below there, yeah, like that risk profile that's not viable. Like if I could put my stop like here, that would make more sense, but yeah. What is this movie? China. Australia made mistakes on the exchange in Hong Kong and Taiwan. China Foreign Minister, Australia made mistakes. Blah blah blah. Some Cold War mentality. That trade war for Australia and China hasn't really impacted too much, which is good. Yeah, there goes EURUSD higher. I think this is just kind of gonna run away from us, to be honest. Oh, thank you. Don't mind me while I eat my dessert. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a few of the guys in the AceFX chat saying it's going to be another flat day. Some guys taking trades, but for more of the selective traders like me, there's nothing wrong with not taking any trades. It's good to be selective. It's definitely better than losing money. So I'd rather be selective than, yeah. I still think we could potentially get a retest. You know what? Maybe even an A1 on EU. So I'll definitely keep my eye on it until the end of my trading session for sure. GJ still kind of consolidating down at this level. GBPCH, oh, that's a big move. It's about to break below the Asia session here. Let's see if the DXY is still falling as well. So yeah, check out EURUSD. Look at that momentum. Once we got that 8 and 21 EMA cross in the 15-minute, she's been building. Pretty much holding that 8 outside the 21 EMA in the 1 minute. It retests it and just, that's it. It's just kind of following that. Yeah, nothing too hot, you know, like definitely could see. I was kind of hoping for an entry on EURUSD, but these things happen. Like you just follow your plan. But too early to call it yet. I reckon we could still see this fall down to a lower price range, and we could definitely see some more traders get involved at a better price, and we could see this continue higher for sure. few ASFX entries on some of the other pairs as well. Look at Aussie CAD. Crazy. Other than that, not too much happening in the market right now. We had this nice move off the 15-minute pivot point on EURUSD. Also, for anyone joining, I am doing the Traders for Traders practical assessment challenge for the 100k account. So decided to live stream it, be completely transparent, and give you guys some insight into the ASFX systems and also some insight into Traders for Traders. So with Traders for Traders, basically similar to FTMO, they will give you a 100k funded account all the way up to $1 million, 1 million USD. Obviously the $1 million account has different risk management rules you have to follow, but anything under that, such as the 100k account, as long as you make 10% profit in any given time frame, so you don't have to do it in 30 days, you kind of got unlimited time to do it, and as long as you don't break their risk management rules, then you're all sweet. So when I take a trade, I will basically show you guys you'll see it pop up, you'll see my MT4 terminal pop up here, and follow along with what I am doing. Let's see if we can break and hold below the 1 minute 21 EMA, and we could potentially see this come down. If it breaks the 1 minute 50, I would like to see it come down to at least the 1 minute 200 or 1 minute 800 for sure. But it's nice that we've broken above this level. So coming over to the 4 hour. Yeah. So let's see what price does now. We're getting that pullback. Like I said, if we can break and hold below the 21, next EMA we'd like to see it come to is the 1 minute 50. If we can break below the 1 minute 50, I'd definitely say, look, we can still get a decent ASFX entry in here. So it's just about having patience. Let's see what happens. GJ just kind of chilling down there. GBPUSD. See, this looks interesting too now. Good perspective to look at your trade entries as well is building a decent risk reward profile. So I definitely need for GU, I'd need an entry a bit lower. Yeah. EURUSD is still kind of on my list. Let's see what happens at this 1 minute. 50 EMA, let's see what happens now. We also created a new weekly high over there as well, so that's cool. I'm not liking the risk to reward to pull the trigger yet on EURUSD. Like, we could easily go ADR, but I would like to see it come down a little bit more. Let's see what happens. Definitely lots of confluences for a long bias here. Let's see what happens on this next candle. Ten seconds left in the 1 minute candle. Alright, I pulled the trigger on EURUSD. Once again, fully transparent. This could hit my stop loss. and I'd be perfectly fine with it. Let me just get my correct entry price in here. What is it? 1,870. So obviously, my trading style, I'll be taking partials positions off at 1R. The only thing I don't like with obviously trading someone else's money, like refunded accounts, is commission. I really don't like commission. I'm almost just up over 100 now. Once we get to 1R, I'll lock my stop and we'll see what happens. If anyone knows a way to get rid of the dollar figures in MT4 and just show the pips, that would be cool. But with trades like this, like, you know the risk. You got to be as cool as a cucumber. Like, you're pulling the trigger on the trade. You're following your plan. So don't be so outcome driven. If it wins, great. If it loses, great. You followed the process. You followed your rules, and that's that. Don't move your stop loss. Don't freak out if price is going against you. Don't freak out if your account balance goes in the negative. Just let it do what it needs to do. Let it play out. Let the market do its thing. Usually when I'm trading my live capital as well, if I take a 1 minute entry, I will practically get off the 1 minute chart, because there is a lot more movement and noise that can definitely kind of skew you away and make emotional decisions, especially if you're not a very disciplined trader. So I just jump you to the 15 minute usually. I would like to also point out that price did retest and also break above, and then just retest a significant psychological level, which is 1.18700. I was saying this in my previous live streams, and I know like a lot of traders know about this, but the market is psychological. What you are seeing price movement is all the market participants taking trades off their own technical analysis, which is psychologically driven. And I'm just reading it. Right click on profit. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it still kind of comes up with the profit. But that's all right. All good. I like to show you guys anyway. So it's just more for my personal account. Trading someone else's money is a lot more easier than trading your own for sure. So I don't mind watching the P&L on a funded account. But yeah, so as I was saying, with the psychological number, when you're at a fuel station, I like always kind of referencing this. You always kind of fill it up to an even number. So if you're like looking at $20, $30, you always wait until you round off that number. So those even handle numbers or rounded off numbers work pretty much the same in the financial markets. And you can see we have just broken above 1.18700. So theoretically, price should respect that level. And you can see these wicks here. Just turning this off for a second. Hey, Lindsay. You can see this wick over here. And then you can also see this wick once it broke out with this bar. You can see this wick retest, and then yeah. But with trading, like, don't be so outcome. Yeah, Lindsay, D1 entry on EURUSD. It's a bit, I wouldn't really call it a late entry. Just a kind of, I think it may stop me out because I have such a tight stop. But I'm going to give it more time and see what happens. But there was an entry. Obviously, we had this massive rally up down here with this divergence set down there. And I was just waiting for that cleaner entry for our more selective rules. But let's see what happens. I'm easy with whatever outcome it is. Lindsay, are you referring to the later entries? So obviously getting involved, like obviously not, so not a simple retest like this, but getting involved more like up here. Yeah, I don't have a lot of markups like this. I only have a fair few, so definitely could be something. I am running more off higher time frame bias on this one. But to be honest, I think it would be good if it kind of hits my stop loss. I think being transparent and showing like everyone that's watching and other traders kind of just the process. Like, we're not going to win every trade, and I think being understanding that and being okay with it is definitely part of the process. As for trade management, I'm not really, there's no real signs of me to get exit yet, so I'm just letting it do its thing, whether it hits the stop loss or, you know, continues higher. This is also another cool thing about traders. For traders, like, it's just very relaxed. Like, I'm not kind of rushing any trades just because I know I'm not any deadline. It held that 1 minute 50 quite nicely. Look at that. Once again, it was that 1.8700, 1.18700 psychological even number again. But just because it is reacting to that level doesn't mean it's going to go higher. This could definitely come way lower. You never know what the market's going to do. You can only just to react to what's happening now. And but once again, if price does come down, hit my stop loss, like I wouldn't want to be involved anyway. Once again, only kind of risking small amounts. There's no need to hit these trades heavy. That's another reason why I love Traders for Traders, because they do offer you those massive account sizes up to $1 million. Even if you're looking in that mid-range of 500,000 trading capital, if you're taking 0.25% position sizes, you know, you're still making a decent chunk of money. So see, like with my entries like consolidating like this, you just let the trade play out. Don't meddle with it. Don't, you know, close your position because you're in the negative. Don't, yeah. It's you just let it play out, let it do what it needs to do. As soon as you start letting emotions get in the way of your trade plan, you're killing the expectancy in the long term. Like old me, you know, a few months ago would have closed this trade out because, you know, seeing the account drop into the negative. Holding that 1 minute 50 quite nice, but once again, it doesn't have to, could fall. We never know. And a lot of people also wonder why trading is like you require a lot of emotional discipline. Like about 5 minutes ago, like I was up over 100 and now you're negative 100. Like if you don't have that emotional discipline, you really got to like work on it for sure. Like when I take trades and I risk, you know, 0.25% on 100k account, so $250, you look at that 250 gone. And then they hit your stop loss and then continues higher. Yeah, that's actually quite frustrating though. Yeah, but I reckon this may hit my stop loss. Once again, it's broken below the 50 EMA. With the ASFX D1 entries, you got to be willing to get back involved. We're usually never wrong just early. GJ's finally coming off that 15-minute 800 EMA that was just kind of consolidating down there. And GU kind of just stuck in that Asia range as well still. But let's see what happens. obviously, usually when I do take an entry, because I am happy to let obviously the outcome of my trade be whatever, I'll usually get up, go for a walk. I won't be at my desk obviously watching candle tick and candle close, just so I don't really interfere with my trades. Just let them play out, do what they need to do. This usually is more of an aggressive entry as well. Still, this is still in my plan because the risk to reward was there. Usually I would like to get involved somewhere more at a better price. So like 1.1855 would have been like a much better entry price. But because I didn't have my checklist ticked, obviously I couldn't pull the trigger according to my trade plan. So if DXY starts falling again, we could see that EURUSD move higher as well. As for any news events, -15-minute candle closed bearish as well. So now we see what happens. The way I see it, I mean, if another candle closes below the 15-minute 8 EMA, this could continue to the 21, and then that would be kind of a decision point whether this bounces off. Could present a A1 ASFX entry, but I'm still kind of long bias on it. I don't see it falling too much today. According to my risk management, trade management plan as well, if that L50 under 1 minute drops in below the 50 value, I will close half my position just to mitigate the risk, since that is a potential bearish signal. I never know how I reached my 8-hour stand goal today. I've been sitting down pretty much all day. Adapting a long-term kind of mindset and mentality for trading as well definitely helps. Like this, if let's say EURUSD hits my stop loss and takes me out for a 0.25% loss, by the end of November, this one loss, if it's a stop loss, I wouldn't even remember it, because it's only a small risk. It is only one loss out of the grand scheme of things. So this break of the 1 minute 50 EMA will be a decision factor as well if this goes bullish as well. So let's see what happens. 25 seconds left in the 1 minute candle. That 1 minute L50 falling is also, like I was saying before, a bearish signal. So let's see what happens. Let's let it play out. No need to start reacting emotionally to closing positions yet. Just follow the process, follow the rules. Price is coming back to break even now as well. I'm actually glad this is happening. Like it's good to capture this live with everyone. Like watching price and the equity go into the negative, kind of capturing my own emotions to even watch back on as well. And yes, this trade is copied over to my live Awanda MT4 terminal as well, because I have a trade copier. The trade copier I am using is called FX Blue. So whatever trades I am taking on this practical assessment account, I am also taking on my live account as well. Because why not do both? Price is officially back at break even as well. Just got that commission cost. But yeah, this entry was more of an aggressive entry. See, I'm back above $100 again now, so back at 0.1%. But you gotta, like, this could reverse and hit my stop loss, and you still gotta be okay with that. You gotta understand the risk you are putting on the table, and you just gotta understand how your system performs over the long term. That's why backtesting your system and having those numbers is so crucial. But let's see what it does at this consolidation zone looking left to those wicks. If we can break above that, obviously that'll be a bullish signal. Obviously once we get at 1R, I'll be locking my stop loss. So 1R for me is at 1.18770. And they'll also be taking this, I would have given this 0.50% risk, so 0.5%, but because the retest was so high up, and it was an aggressive entry, I did size down to 0.25%, so 0.25. So I may lock my stop at 1R, but I may take position size off at 1.5R just to capture that bit of a higher price point. But if this 1 minute candle close can break and close above 1.18742, that would be definitely a bullish signal. Let's see what happens. Just with this divergence as well, because I think that is a higher high. Yeah, no. Just over 6.5 minutes as well on the 15-minute candle close. Also for ASFX members looking, or anyone really that understand the TDI indicator, this yellow line, which is the TDI, market sentiment, liquid 50, you see how it's cooking? That's a good signal, especially on the 1 minute. Just double check, make sure everything's all good on my MT4 terminal. I just moved my take profit, which you can see on the terminal down there. Usually I like those pain-free trades where they don't give you any drawdown when you enter. Of course, they're the better ones. Price approaching my entry point again. Just a bit choppy. Back into the red. No real exit signals at the minute. The price is holding the 15-minute 8 EMA and L50 on the 1 minute, which is that yellow line on the TDI indicator, is still in above the 50 value. So look at that 15-minute candle. Let's see how this closes. Minute and 5 seconds on the 15-minute. If we can hold that 15-minute 8, happy days. Bum, bum, bum. 30 seconds left on the 15-minute. Just toying with me now. Let's have a look what's happening on the 1 hour. That is a nice bullish bar, definitely. And my stop loss is in that kind of structure shelf looking left. So I'm happy with my stop placement on that recent low as well. Had that 15-minute close. Yeah, that's not a bad 15-minute close. It's still holding that 15-minute 8 EMA, which is inside that structure looking left. So you can kind of see this kind of resistance zone breaking out, and now price is kind of retesting it as support. So good signs, good technical lining up, good confluence with this trade. Once again, market doesn't have to do anything that I'm kind of analyzing. That's why we have stop losses. Which every trader should be using. Yeah, Lindsay, if the 1 minute L50 drops into the sell zone based on my trade management, I will close half the position just to mitigate the risk. But let's see, it's kind of flat at the minute. I'm just letting it play out. Definitely not pain free, but I do like the 15-minute structure, and then it's holding above the 8 EM, 15-minute 8 EMA. Yeah, that's correct, Lindsay. 1.18630. I was going to put it up here, but I gave it a little bit of breathing room. My EURUSD spread is only 0.3 at the minute, so I was going to put it at 1.18600, but I didn't like the risk reward it gave me, so I was made it a bit of a tighter stop. And a bit more of an aggressive entry, so Yeah, if it hits a stop loss, I don't like. I'll definitely keep an eye on it and see if it does come lower to offer another entry. But let's see what happens. Where's that kind of price sensitivity zone it's holding? It's kind of like in here. Extend that out. Yeah, that's correct, Lindsay. I've got that drawn up on that orange box here as well. And then today, so it did find resistance there, and then that break above was definitely a contributing factor to that aggressive entry. So obviously resistance turns support now, so it's just kind of retesting this price level. It's just a matter of time if it does pop up, or it stops me out and then continues higher. I think because price is so close to my stop loss while that L50 is pulling into the sell zone, I don't even think I'll take partial positions now. I'll just let it do what it needs to do and stop me out for the full 0.25%. It still had a bit of breathing room and the L50 started to pull in. Then I maybe, but what is it? It's only what, 2 or 3 pips? Yeah, 2.5 pips away from my stop. DXY. Could just be collecting orders down here as well. Could be bankers or hedge funds positioning in. We got Wednesday, a fair few low impact news events tomorrow. Nothing too crazy this week. It's holding that level quite nicely. Oh shit. Like to see it break the 1:50 EMA again. That might give it the pop it needs to break above that consolidation level. Let's have a look at what GU is doing. GU is falling a bit here. Yeah, it's still kind of trapped inside that Asia range. Kind of just chopping up. GJ. Almost a candle formation. Counter trend. GCHF, yeah, just a bit choppy with GBP pairs today. EURUSD has clean price structure. It's just kind of toying with me now. I think because my stop loss is really tight, there's no real need for me to take partials off. If I was trading maybe 0.5%, potentially. Yeah, I really do see it coming higher. Eh? I think people are just positioning in. Definitely not a pain-free trade, but I definitely see it popping higher. If I can get it to 1R and I can lock my stop, happy days. Yeah. Even just that clean structure as well. Resistance turns support. I will put an alert up here as well, just in case I'm off doing something. It's the name of the game, patience. Literally just sitting and waiting. So choppy. Two minutes left on the 15-minute candle. How you going, Dominic? GU long. Just looking at GU, yeah, I see that popping higher as well. This 15-minute 200 EMA. EMA could definitely be a price sensitivity issue, but if we can break above that, I definitely see GU coming. Well, I'm on GN. Sorry, wrong analysis. Yeah, I see I see GU coming higher if we can hold above. If we can hold above the 8 EMA and 21 for sure. But this EURUSD trade, let's see what happens. 1 minute left on the 15-minute candle. I reckon we get that push in that last minute. Let's see. Yeah. Price is kind of just hovering around my entry point now. Something's telling me to exit break even, but I'm just gonna let it do what it needs to do. I'm not gonna get my emotions caught up in it. When you look at the statistics of, you know, whatever it is, 90% of traders fail. Like, as soon as you remove emotions from the equation, I reckon that figure is much less. Like, so many traders, new traders or amateur traders would obviously closed out for a small loss, or maybe even added into a losing position. I think having patience and letting the trade definitely play out is such a key factor in trading. And confidence is a big thing as well. Yeah, I agree, Lindsay. Where's Austin? It's the second day he's late this week. Oh yeah, true. I'm still trying to adjust to... Yeah, it's just 5 AM for him now. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot it's still early over there on New York time. Testing my entry price again. Oh. It wants to move higher. It's definitely respecting this level down here. Whether it breaks above, then it goes up, or if it breaks below, then it goes down. So now I'm hoping this trade pops higher, just to show people like how having that discipline to stick through a trade definitely helps. Volume's kind of leveling out as well. More green bars than red as well, so Never been the type of trader to get excited when price goes your way. Like, yeah, you feel it inside. You get that kind of little bit of excitement, but I don't get that rush, which I guess is a good thing. I'm kind of just emotionally stable to kind of both the outcome now. But as for any trader trading like on lower time frames, definitely taking like 1 minute entries. Usually I do get up and just go do something else, and I'll check on it like every 5 to 10 minutes. So sitting in front watching candle by candle definitely adds some type of emotion into the mix, especially if you start over analyzing it. Like, for sure, if I wasn't live streaming, I would have been too much in my head and kind of convincing myself and telling myself stories why I should get out of the trade. So live streaming and being transparent and open with everyone kind of keeps me on track, which is really cool. Ooh, let's see what happens here. Could definitely be a decision point. If it respects that kind of white box down here, this zone, it's just going to add more confluence to my long bias, because it's really respecting these this level, which is, like Lindsay just said, which is yesterday's high and also today's high off the Asia session. But if we break below this, I see it hitting my stop loss, and I do eventually see this coming higher. But once again, never move your stop loss. Never. That's just a recipe for disaster, because you never know what the market's going to do. You could be moving that stop loss for hundreds of pips. I mean, just leave it and follow your system, follow your rules. Look at that. Bounce right off that zone. Like, it's really respecting that price range, especially 1.1865. Let's just see what happens. That's why stop placement is so crucial as well. Also, while developing that risk to reward profile. Another reason why this was a kind of a tight stop. I said this earlier in the stream as well, but it definitely seems to be in a good spot. I am glad EURUSD does have really tight spreads. I currently got a 0.2 pip spread, so price can more or less come all the way down here, and it will just tag me out. But finding this kind of structure up here at a 1.18700, like I was saying earlier in the stream, that psychological even handle number, we can break above that. That would be a good bullish sign for sure. Watching paint dry, watching the grass grow. Hey, what's up, Ricky? How you been, mate? Ah, nice, Ricky. Yeah, I had GU on the watch list as well. Are you in from down here? Yeah, been good, thank you. Been a relaxing day for me so far. Yeah, Lindsay, I didn't have too much on my watch list in terms of high probability setups. EURUSD was obviously the cleanest price structure I've seen, but not a lot of movement. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, definitely see GU coming higher as well. 1 hour's long bias, 4 hours long bias, daily's long bias. So G can hold that 8 EMA and break that Asia range. Definitely see that coming higher. As for EURUSD, far out, chopping sideways. Funny, like I remember I took a trade, this was a few months ago, I took a D1 on UJ and this exact same thing was happening. It was just chopping, like I was in profit almost at 1 hour and it came back down. It was just kind of bouncing between my stop loss and entry price, and I exited the trade, and 5 minutes after I exited, it just, the momentum picked up and just rallied like 2-3R. So I just kind of accept my risk and just let the market do what it needs to do. As for doing any more active analysis on GU, there's nothing really telling me to, modify or do anything with this trade. I'm just going to let it play out. I have got to take profit at 1.18830, which is about 2.5R. Or was it 2R? No, sorry, 2R. And that will put me out for a 0.5% gain if it decides to do what it wants to do. It's coming back down to this zone. Check the 1 hour. If you draw it like this, and you draw this like that. Crazy how we just draw lines on charts as technical traders. So weird. Just jumping down to the 5 minute. 5 minute also had bullish divergence as well. I don't use the 5 minute too much in my analysis. Check out the dollar index. So if the dollar index can hold the EMA on the 15 minute and come lower, that will complement my EURUSD idea coming higher. What's happening on EURUSD? You see all these wicks to the EMA on the 15. Let me just make this a single. You see the same thing that happened yesterday with all the wicks to the EMA, but also the 50 and 21 EMA, and then we had that kind of that move down. That's exactly what is happening here. So this is a good example of pattern recognition being traders. I'm doing a whole video on backtesting and how to kind of just develop any strategy really with a statistical edge of patterns playing out over time. So obviously seeing this type of pattern look identical to this one, you can only just assume that we could see a push higher. And as humans, we are more or less always identifying patterns in our day-to-day life, whether we know it or not. It's very interesting stuff. Like, how many times have you said, if I had $1 for every time this happened, or if I had $1 for every time you said that? Like, you're already just psychologically picking up on repeatable patterns. But 15-minute doji, if we can break above it in the next 10 minutes and 40 seconds, if this 15-minute candle can break above, definitely a bullish sign. Other than that, like, lucky I have a ton of patience. Back on my entry price as well. We're getting there anyway with the spread. My entry price, well, I'll be in profit at 1.18700. Also, that's a psychological number as well. I was saying earlier in the stream, 1.18700. So if we can break above that, that'll be a good bullish sign as well. as well as that 1 minute L50 pulling into the buy zone. That'll also give extra confluence to this ID. It's just a matter of patience and just waiting it out and letting the edge, statistical edge play out. I do like the fact that the dollar index DXY is holding that 15-minute 8 as well. Like I was just saying before, complements my EURUSD ID. So DXY falls, EURUSD rallies. So much indecision. It's like the orders are just rolling in, like all these traders getting in at the same price, just waiting for that big move. Eight minutes on the 15-minute candle close as well. Let's see if price comes back down to that zone again and just taps it or breaks it. I can get it. If EURUSD breaks, if this 15-minute candle closes below the 8 EMA, it may potentially come down and hit the stop loss. Nah, I haven't hit the gym today, Regina. I just did a lot of housework, really, so that's kind of my exercise. Far out, just chop up and down between that zone and my entry price. Like it literally won't budge above the entry price, eh? I'm waiting for it. If it breaks above, oh my god, if it breaks above that level, I just need some big player to come along and just hit that buy button with his 100 lot position size. Pull it higher. It wants to. Oh, what's happened with GU? Hey, far out. The dollar index crashed as well. Oh yeah, it stopped falling a little bit. And that's all GBP pairs, eh? That kind of got that push, that GBP strength. That's definitely news related though, eh? Yeah. Started checking multiple Forex news as well. Look, Brexit. Yeah, Brexit. Always Brexit stuff. I wonder, be nice when everything goes back to some normality. Just gonna lower this transparency a bit. I do, just doing a bit of quick analysis right now. I am liking these higher lows. Look at that. Like, if we can get that push above that 1.18700 level, I think this will get that move I'm looking for. Just 3 minutes left on that 15-minute bar as well, so let's see what happens. Yeah, look at my GBP pairs, all green. That's funny. Yeah, it's very volatile, eh? Oh, man. Definitely not that sniper entry we had last Thursday on what was it, GBPNZD. Looks like it's coming back down to that zone. If we can make a higher high or respect that that level. But we got 50 seconds left on that 15-minute candle. If it breaks below that 8 EMA, it could definitely push lower. But let's see what happens. Wow, it's just respecting that 8 EMA like crazy, eh? It's going to eventually pull it up if price consolidates at that price level for too long. Ten seconds. Let's see what happens. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't classify that as a break. Just kind of just respecting it, really. Kind of respecting this bullish price action on the 1 minute as well. If we can get a break of that 1.18700 level, man, that would be great. Let's see what happens now as price comes back down to this level. In theory, it looks like bulls are stronger, but I think bears, you can see they're slowly pushing that price down. And with that 1 minute L50 being below the 50 value, let's just see. Congrats to the guys in GU as well. That Brexit news definitely helped you along there for that push up. Come on. It just gets funny after a while. Like, you can't even let emotions or frustration get to you. Oh, come on. What about volume? Like, I mean, yeah, you still really can't, like, look at that volume bar. Like, it doesn't really correlate too much into here. That's why I'm still toying around the idea of using volume indicators in Forex. Unless you're connected to a terminal, like with a bank, I think it's kind of different. But as retail traders, it's hard for us to gauge volume. I swear this hits my entry price again and just falls back down to that zone. I know what happens in the back of my head. I'm thinking close it out at break even, but I know what's gonna happen. But if I close it, it's gonna rally. Oh goodness. Oh, come on. God, that level's respecting so tight. I'm at that point now where I'm invested in this trade. I really want it to go up just so people can see that like the patience is such a big part, like 90% of the equation for trading. Wow. That level. It's like someone's filling up their car and they're just aiming for that, you know, you're always aiming for that level, those even numbers. When you've let them just spill over and then go up to the next one. Oh, far out. Like I said, if it breaks that 1.18700, it's definitely going to be a bullish momentum. And if it can swap, bring that 1 minute L50 back into the buy zone. It's basically like anyone developing or had a breakout strategy. It's just like literally what you're watching for. Just breaks of certain levels. Come on, 10 seconds left on the 1 minute candle. If we can close above this level. Wow, look at that. It's respecting it, alright. Alright. So you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 attempts to break this level. The bulls are very persistent. I reckon they're not going to give up. Five-minute close above your entry will be a start. For sure. I reckon they're gonna push above that level. I reckon they're gonna do it. What? Oh. I'm getting invested. Even if we can get just a new high, a wick. Just to see bulls kind of gaining some type of control. Oh, this is all fun. There we go. Alright. So let's see what happens now. So we've got that new high. We just need a break and close above there. See, bulls are definitely starting to gain some momentum here. There we go. Yeah, Lindsay, I was waiting for that too. That was the momentum I was looking for. So now we broke above that level. Let's see if we can get to 1R. And then I'll be locking my stop at 1R and taking partials for sure now. I'm glad it kind of went my way. Either way would have been great for the outcome, but this is great to kind of cut up and make us some content just to show how patience really shows in Forex and trading in general. Kind of just took out that previous high as well. All right. So my stop loss. There it is. Stop loss is at break even. Do you guys see that delay in the take the partials? That's interesting. That's on magic keys. Funny that I just hit that 1R level and came back down. So it's a risk-free trade now. Thanks, mate. That was getting pretty I wouldn't say stressful. I was getting so invested in that trade. You watch it come and tag me out at break even with my stop lock now. if that 15-minute candle closed above those levels, that would have been definitely great. Yeah, exactly. Going off yesterday's bias as well. Especially this move we had coming up from the New York session overnight for me, and then the Asia session, and we got that pullback. The only thing that I will fault on the trade is that the pullback and entry was quite high. Like, obviously I like it, like, kind of with the D1s, I kind of like it like this, and then getting involved and then that rip. But because we never got that retest so close and it happened up here, that's kind of the only thing. I've only got a handful of markups with kind of trades like this, but when they're coming off a significant level and you have that kind of breakout, you can kind of justify them, especially when you got all the higher time frames in your favor. Yeah, exactly. And it held that 15-minute 8 EMA quite nicely as well. Confluence with that zone, so... What does that 1 hour look like? Yeah, that's good. Let's see if we can build up some more bullish momentum on EURUSD with that 1 minute L50 back in that buy zone. Also, if you guys have any questions with Traders for Traders, for any of you new guys that are coming in, basically I am doing the Traders for Traders practical assessment for the 100k funded account. Especially some of the guys in ASFX. I know you guys have a lot of questions. I have a Zoom call with them this Friday, so send me any messages you want me to ask, any questions. You just kind of, if you want to know anything about the risk management, their rules, and practically anything. Like I was saying, like the only reason I went with Traders for Traders besides FTMO was mainly because of that time limit, that 30 days to make 10%. There is no time limit with Traders for Traders. So you could make the 10% in a day or a week, or you could make the 10% in a year. They don't and there is no minimum trades. So it's definitely very appealing, especially for newer traders that don't want to start getting into bad habits or breaking their trading rules. and they offer you a lot more trading capital as well. So upwards of, I think, you can get $1 million with them. Obviously, the $1 million account has different risk management rules you got to stick by, but anything under $1 million is pretty straightforward with the risk management rules. Obviously, you can't hit the trades. I mean, you can, but you're at risk of breaking their sizing rules. So obviously, if you hit the trades too hard, you can kind of break that limit and get your account taken off you. So you got to hit them with a smaller size. But I mean, if you're trading $500,000 upwards, if you're risking 0.25%, you're still making a decent chunk of money. So yeah, so if you got any questions, let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram or email me or whatever, and I'll get them back to you, and I'll ask them on the Zoom call with traders or traders. But for sure, I think I can jump off that 1 minute and focus on the 15 minute now. Since my stop is locked, I don't really have to do much management now. Basically, let's see if we can get it up to, there was a significant level up at 1.1880. So that's 1.5R there, but let's see if I can get it to 2R and I can take more partials off. I also have a take profit set, since it is getting quite late for me. 1.1830. Yeah, that's right. It was at 2R. So I actually have a take profit at 2R. So but I'm glad I bagged a bit of this trade. Not a crazy amount, but I'm still in it, which is good. And it's risk-free, which is even better. It's how you want to end your trades, with a break even, small win, big win, or small loss. Excuse me. This has definitely been not a pain-free trade. Usually with a lot of our D1 entries, because that retest was so high, obviously a lot of that steam and bullish pressure was in this move here. So obviously the price coming up to this level, it kind of has run out a bit of steam to push higher. But usually we see these D1 trades, you know, easily hitting 2R within under an hour of entry. I've been in this trade, well, almost 2 hours now, and it's just gone into profit. It's about to tag me out as well, so there it is. So definitely, this is a good example, especially for everyone in ASFX watching. The fact that I got this on the live, getting involved in D1s this high up can be profitable. But you definitely want that pullback down here, as I was explaining. So you want it to be like around here somewhere. Because we got involved up here, it didn't have that kind of momentum to continue higher. So this is really great. Like, I'm glad I got this on live stream, especially the whole thing of waiting, bagging it. But yeah, if I didn't lock my stop, yeah, this thing's probably going to rally, or it could come lower. So as traders, we never know what the market is going to do. But yeah, I think this is a really good lesson, to be honest. Like, this is awesome. Also, having my entry at 1.8700 is never ideal as well, because obviously market can always pull back to that level. It would have been ideal for me to put my stop loss around here, because this will come higher, definitely, because it is holding the 8. So if you jump over to the 15-minute, you can see where my stop loss got pushed in the profit, so it should have been under the 8 technically. But this is a really, really good lesson. So yeah, I'll watch this for a bit longer. I reckon we definitely get a massive push up. As for GU, I know a few of you guys got involved in GBPUSD. That's moving nicely, holding outside the 8. I gave it a B, Lindsay, but I sized down because of that retest was so high. So I was actually initially going to put 0.5% risk on it, but because that retest was high and that stop loss was a little aggressive and tight, I just sized down because I knew there was a possibility of obviously price coming down and hitting that. But yeah, I see your USD coming higher. As for the next significant zone that may cause it to kind of chop around a little bit, would be at 1.188. So let's see what happens. It's a decent 15-minute close too. See, that's just respecting that 15-minute 8 EMA. So that's what we like to see. Definitely bullish signs for sure. Hey, how's it going, Reese? So, I believe you can just buy the $1 million account. So you actually have the option to buy any tier account from 25,000 up to the 1 million. Obviously, with the $1 million account, there are obviously tighter risk management and trade management rules you have to stick to. Otherwise, if you break them, they'll take the account off you. So I think one of the rules with the $1 million account is you have to have a Sharpe ratio of 1, which I have no idea what that is, and you have to have a 75% win rate as well. But anything under the $1 million account, hang on, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Give me a second. So obviously for the practical assessment, it's always going to be that 10% profit target. So that's what you're aiming for. As for scaling up to 1 million, I'm not quite sure yet. Hang on, I'm just... Yeah, there it is. So... here it is. So 5,000 USD, and obviously you can start that $1 million practical assessment straight away. Obviously you got to maintain a Sharpe ratio of 1%, which I'm not quite sure what that is, and you have to maintain a 75% and higher win rate. Anything under that, so anything from level 1 to 6, you just got to follow their basic risk management rules, which is stop loss attached to every trade, which is pretty explanatory. So obviously if you're taking obviously an MT4, you always just got to enter a stop loss when you take a trade. Let's just say you take a trade with no stop loss, that will break the rules. All trades close before 1900 GMT on Friday, so you can't hold trades over the weekend. And your maximum position size, so you're utilizing a 10-to-1 leverage position, which means you can't hit trades too heavy, which makes sense on their side to manage their risk. And then as terms of their risk management, you get a weekly loss of 2%, so you can't lose more than 2% per week, and you can't lose a maximum of 4%. So if you lose 2,000 one week, you got to stop trading. And then the following week, if you lose another 2,000, and then you've hit your max drawdown, so then you've broken the rules. But this is all for the practical assessment. Once you get the actual account, they obviously give you more kind of leeway. So they relax the rules a bit. If I can find them. Oh, and if you do break the rules, you can pay a reset fee. So let's say you get a 100k account. If you break the, let's say you break the weekly limit, you lose like 3,000. You can reset the account instead of buying a whole new one, like similar to FTMO. But yeah, Dominic, it's Traders for Traders Capital. The guy that owns it, Brad Gilbert, he's an Australian trader. He's been working in banks for the last 25 years, and he He works at Combank, Commonwealth Bank in Australia, Citibank. He's worked in Sydney, Tokyo, London, New York banks, and he also trains all the junior traders as well. So he's got a lot of experience. Obviously with prop firms, there are a lot of questions. You really got to question everything about them, like with payouts and everything. So they have a lot of information on the website. I'll just link it in there for you guys. So they do have a lot of information, but I have a Zoom call with them this Friday just to check out everything. So if you want me to know anything, yeah, it's very, very doable, and there's no time limit on when to complete it, which is what really sold me. But this is a really cool example. Like, you see how I got tagged out. No point re-entering. Just let it do what it has to do. Once you have that kind of mindset of abundance and opportunity, no worries, Dominic, all good. But these entries present every day. It's just a matter of shifting those probabilities into your favor and executing on those high probability trades. So going through every pair here, I could easily find, 2 or 3 decent entries that have presented in the last, 8 hours. So when this stuff happens, it doesn't phase me at all. Like, you just gotta know there's always going to be another opportunity. It's only Tuesday. We still got 3 more trading days this week. So like, I knew once we broke that psychological level, it would go higher. But once again, this is all part of trading. Like, you put your stop loss at break even. But one thing I have learnt from Brad Gilbert at T4T, he says never enter a position at an even number. So never enter at 1.18700. Because if you are in your risk management or trade management plans, if you are putting your stop loss at break even at a certain point, price usually, more likely than not, will come back and retest it, and it will rally off. So that's a mistake on my behalf, and it's something that I'm actually glad I made. So it's something I can write down and improve on coming into tomorrow. But yeah, so if you have any questions with Traders for Traders, just go on my Instagram. It's Jerome Lampasi FX. Send me a message and I'll ask them on the Zoom call this Friday, and I'll get back to you with the answer. So they seem like a really reliable prop firm. They just obviously haven't got that much hype as like FTMO and the other guys, but they seem pretty legit, which is good. Hey, what's going on, David? So yeah, so psychological numbers, or quarters theory even, is obviously even handle numbers will work the best. Hang on, let me do it this way. There we go. So let's see if I can do this. So yeah, with psychological numbers, you got 1.19800, and then with quarters theory, it would be 75. So every quarter, then 50. Hang on, I'm doing something wrong here. yeah, there's too much of a gap in between. But yeah, so it's every quarter, so 25, 50, 75, and then 100. And then obviously your even handle numbers, so 1, 9, 800, they are the ones that definitely have a much higher kind of reaction point. So the market will react to those more strongly. So if you look at the 1 minute chart, I'll blow it up for you here. You can see where all these wicks are. That's exactly at 1.18700. So once market broke that, it gave it clear direction, and then it retested it, and then that's when it's starting to rally now. So just, yeah, something to keep in mind, something in the back of your head when trading. Like once again, the market doesn't have to react to those numbers. It's just a higher possibility that you can kind of just take note of it and know that there's a high chance that the market may react to that price. But I'm glad for the people that didn't get tagged out. This is definitely see this coming higher, which is awesome. But once again, like always, opportunity in the market. I'm glad I got this all on live stream. I'm glad I had the patience to stick through it and bag some profits at 1 hour. Risk-free trade. I didn't lose money. That's the main thing about trading, is protect your capital. #1 rule. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. It's almost 10:15 here where I am. Nothing else too hot on my radar. Yeah, David, definitely. Like, imagine getting in, like, yeah, imagine getting in. Oops. Thanks, Lindsay. Like, imagine getting in off the first break. The only thing is that, look at the risk to reward here. Because that pin was so low on that 1 minute. Like, trying to get your stop loss under here. Yeah, exactly. But, yeah. This is definitely something to take note of for sure, though. Going forward. But yeah, good stuff. Once again, guys, thank you for everyone that came and hang out with me for my live stream and watch me trade. Definitely try and cut out some snippets in this for sure, and make kind of like a little Instagram post. This would be awesome. I'm curious to see waking up tomorrow where this kind of goes. I see it coming up. We might even, maybe even ADR. We'll see. But yeah, so thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you tomorrow. So take care, everyone, and have a great day.